Hi everyone, it's Cheryl from Fuzion here, and today I wanted to introduce you to our newest Fuzion FX Gel Bloom. So everybody's very familiar with Blooming Gel, and when we started developing this one, we wanted to make sure that it obviously had a beautiful blooming dispersion and that it was going to be able to give you everything you needed with a blooming gel. So I just went ahead and prepped a couple of tips, and I want to preface this video by saying I am not a nail artist. I learned so much about the chemistry of nails and how to make beautiful products for you all, but I don't get to sit and play every day, so no judging me on my really basic designs. So I took and prepped a couple of nails, I got out some of my fortified gel polish, and I decided to start playing. And as this started happening, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna film this and just make a very basic tutorial for those of us like me who feel like sometimes these things are just a little bit over what our skill level is, let's be honest. And actually, I'm pretty happy with what I turned out. So this one here, I just took and applied the blooming gel. And what I'm loving about this blooming gel is you can see that it's pulling the color really, really well, but it's also self-leveling really beautifully. So it doesn't have that kind of like really lumpy texture. It's really nice and smooth. And it's also really blooming that gel really, really nicely. So I like to just take, because I'm a very basic girl, I took and made a little flower. I just took and joined all of the little dots into the center. And I thought this was the only one I was going to do originally. I thought, oh no, I'll just do one just to kind of show, hey, if I can do it, anyone can do it. And honestly, if I was to go back and do this again, I would take another color and do some accents because I think that would be definitely doable. Then on the second one, I thought, well, let's just kind of play with this. And I was actually kind of looking at maybe doing that kind of almost kind of crocodile skin kind of that I've seen where people just drop them. But as I started dropping the dots and pulling the dots, you're going to see they kind of almost started looking like leaves, and I liked the way it looked. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to stick with it and just try to create something very simple, but just something that I could feel not embarrassed to put out on my channel. So as you can see, I decided to get crazy and take two colors at the same time and combine those into my blooming gel and make these little tiny dots and just kind of see how they would pull and how they would spread. I'm really happy with how the fortified gel polish is working in the blooming gel. We've also played a little bit with the paints and the regular color gels, and they also actually work really, really well. My favorite though is definitely the gel polish. So you can see I have all these little lumps on this nail. What am I going to do? So I started kind of pulling and playing, and I really encourage you when you get your first bottle of Bloom to just put it on a nail and just start doing this. Just start playing with it. Just start pulling it. Kind of at the end here, you'll see I started doing almost like a bit of a marbly technique where I was pulling one into the other. And then I really liked that. I think this is almost like remembering when I used to wax eyebrows. I had to be really careful. I wanted them to be so perfect that I would literally take too much. So this is why I'm no longer a professional waxer. Anyway, there was the last of that. So then I thought, you know what? I love the look of a smoke nail. And I have to say with pigment, that is still pretty fantastic. But I thought, I wonder if we can recreate the look of a smoke kind of a nail on black with the blooming gel with the newest fortified gel polishes, the summer vibes that we just released. So I took the pink and the orange, you can see there, and then the yellow and the green. And I also have a little bit of that sparkly mermaid colored one. And I just sort of started pulling it through. And what I noticed was when I got to the end of my brush, when I didn't have as much on there, I definitely got this really neat kind of feathered look. And you'll see at the end when it really starts to bloom, it really took on, like, it almost looks like a leaf there, and it really took on a really neat look where it was blending and kind of almost doing like an ombre design. I think this is going to be something that when I'm just looking for something to kind of create, and I'm going to be doing some free workshops actually at a lot of our distributors this summer. I'll definitely be pulling out my limited blooming gel skills just because it's kind of fun. Every time you do it, it's a little bit different. And for those of you that are insanely talented, which there's so many of you that are, I think you're going to make some really cool stuff. But look at that green and blue one. I mean, how cool is that? So I cured it again. because when you put the bloom on, you're going to do the other colors into the wet gel. And then I just put a coat of gloss on, and there I was with kind of a cool nail that I was actually not embarrassed to show you. So this is my 3 little very basic designs with Fuzion Fortify gel polish and our new bloom gel. I hope you enjoy it and that you tag us and show us all the super cool things that I know you will make with it. Thanks so much for joining me, and we'll see you again in the next video.